Well, hello everyone and welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So today I have two special things. Number one, we're going to make, I would call it a dessert or side item called apple cranberry crisp. And we actually made this for Thanksgiving. So that's one. It's a treat. It's a real nice dish. Very simple, healthy, and delicious. And the other treat is that my husband Curtis is my special guest today. So I'm going to invite Curtis to come on and join me in the kitchen. And he's going to help me. Yes. I know a lot of times I'm always saying, my husband this, my husband that. And some of you know my husband, but at least you get to see him in the flesh. So when we were thinking about Thanksgiving and, we kind of decided, well, we don't want to use or have the traditional slices of cranberry sauce or even the, clumped up version of the cranberry sauce. We thought, what could we do that was delicious? And also, I'm going to add this, he's probably going to be mad at me for saying this, but everyone for Thanksgiving had something to cook. And so Curtis said, well, what can I cook? I want to cook something.
Yeah. I have to contribute. I got to earn my keep.
You have to earn your keep, your favorite saying. Yeah. Exactly. So I went online actually and I started looking up different kinds of recipes for cranberries. And what I'm going to share with you all today is actually a combination of two different recipes that I found with some modification of ingredients again, because I'm always trying to make sure it's as healthy as possible. So I'm going to start on the filling part, and then Curtis is going to kind of make the topping for us. So we're going to work in tandem with one another. The first thing you need to do is heat your oven 375. Don't worry about the specifics of how much. I'll put that online. But also know that this is a double portion. So what we're going to make is going to fill this dish. What we made for Thanksgiving was actually a half of this portion. So just cut the ingredients in half online, and that'll help you to figure out what to do. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to just add some butter, and I'm going to give the rest of the butter to Curtis. But you're going to just kind of get the dish, spread the butter around kind of as so. And what I usually do is just kind of melt it in the microwave prior to, and then we just kind of mix it around so it touches all the sides. We're going to do this and we're going to get this out of the way. So I'm going to give this to you here in a second, babe, and then you can hold it while I move over. So everyone liked the dish, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
It was fantastic.
Delicious.
And
we had made it again for Thanksgiving, but first time trying it, and you don't know what to expect on the first dish, but it was delicious.
It was delicious. So this is actually something that we're making for our church family, so they know who they are. You'll know that this is the dish that we made for you. We're bringing it to church actually tomorrow. So what I have here are 4 cut up, thinly sliced apples. And you want to use like Gala apples, something that's sweet, some Honey Crisp. Curtis is actually from Tacoma, Washington, so he knows about good apples.
Yes, I do.
What's your favorite apple, honey?
The Gala has actually turned into my favorite apple.
Yeah, because it didn't used to be.
Yeah, no. Ready delicious and golden delicious, of course.
But I love the Gala, and
good.
so they're crunchy, but they're sweet. And for this dish, Galas are really good because it has a crunch. So the other thing we're going to add with this is really kind of a bag. This is a whole bag of cranberries. A lot of times we see them in the grocery store, but we don't know what to do with them. So I'm going to just kind of start mixing that a little bit. In addition, I'm adding raw sugar. Remember, I don't like using processed sugar. So you've got raw sugar again. Don't worry about the amount. We're going to cover that once we put that online. You're going to add cinnamon, and it smells really good. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah.
It smells really good. Yeah. So now you're sounding like Emerald. nutmeg. Okay, so we've got those going. So I'm gonna mix it up really well. Babe, do you think, can you put the pan in front here? And then what I'm gonna do is be able to, let's put the stuff out of the way. Mix it up really well. And then I'm gonna hand this off actually to him because he's gonna then mix the other ingredients. So you're just really tossing this around really well, making sure all the cinnamon, all of the sugar, all of the nutmeg is mixed up beautifully. So like so. And then you're going to then kind of spread it evenly in the pan in our light, let's see here, we can just get right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just pour this in the pan like so. Okay, like I said, and you want to use all of the ingredients. I'm going to hand this over to Curtis now, and he's going to then start on his portion. So again, just kind of evenly spread.
Smells good too.
It does. It's really sweet. I love it.
So now we're gonna start with hummus oats. I know it'll be on the.
It'll be on the line because I don't remember what it is. So
these are what kind of quick oats, right?
Yep. Add the quick oats.
Add the quick oats, and then we'll add flour. Right?
All-purpose flour.
All-purpose flour, and then we'll add brown sugar.
Yeah.
Right. And then I guess I'll start mixing that. Just start mixing that.
Exactly. And basically kind of what we're making here is it's going to be like a crumble kind of topping. So I'm going to mix it nicely. I hope you guys have enjoyed what we've done up to this point. I know if you saw the one with the cornbread stuffing, I had another special guest. My dad was able to join, and he was a rock star.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
So he's going to get that mixed.
He used his
really
fingers
well.
a lot, which is good. But,
yeah, he's old-fashioned, and but everything he cooks, oh my God, it's like so delicious, isn't it?
It is.
So again, you're just gonna get this mixed really, really well so that you don't have more flour on one side than another. So you get those edges really well so the flour doesn't stick there and then we have too much flour. Okay. I think that looks good. Yeah. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is pour in the butter. So I'll let you do that. And the whole thing is a big clump there. Okay, beautiful.
Okay, should I mix that before or just go ahead and add
mix that.
Yeah, mix
the butter first. Make it clumpy. That's where we get our clumpiness. And then what we're gonna do now after he gets that all mixed really well, because that's what makes it sticky, clumpy, is we're gonna add pecans, but he's gotta work that a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's what Dad says. You've gotta work it. Let me just check my oven. Looks like we're doing well. It's all ready for us. And this cooks in the oven for about 45 minutes. So it doesn't take too long to do. So this is kind of the longest part right here, right, is working it. Because you've got to make sure butter has touched all of the sides really well.
I'm sweating.
You're sweating. I told you, cooking is work. That's why we've been having these discussions. A lot of people don't cook anymore, and so I remember when we talked about this, he was like, "Boy, this is a lot of work." And I said, "Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm slaving. I'm doing all this work." Okay. Awesome. That looks good. I think you're good to now add the pecans. And what we did was we just crushed them up. I'm excited to have a Vitamix, so we actually just used our Vitamix and put it in there on low speed, and then that just got it mixed up really nicely. So we're gonna get ready to then, once he gets that all done, what we'll do is we will take this and actually sprinkle it over the top of the dish. And again, and what happens, you might think you need to add liquids, you don't. I mean, the sugar and the cranberries also,
yeah.
they kind of burst open on their own. So don't cut them, okay?
Yeah.
Keep them whole, because they'll open and it'll create a nice little dish. I think that's looking pretty well. Yeah,
okay.
Let's kind of take a look at it here. And I think you've done an amazing job once again. So here we go. We're gonna just take this now and sprinkle it over the top, like so. And again, I'll put all the amounts of ingredients, and you can see how this is, a healthy dish, because hey, you've got oats and you've got pecans, apples and cranberry, and we did use some sugar, but we used raw sugar. We didn't go over the top with all the sugar either. Some part of the modification to this recipe was I didn't use as much sugar as they had called for, because I wanted to, keep it healthy. So it's just, all you're doing is just spreading it evenly, very nicely, like so. And voila, that looks totally delicious. So we're gonna now just put it in the oven, bake it for 45 minutes. We'll come back once it's done and give you a look at the final product, okay? So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So we've had this cooking in the oven for 45 minutes. We've actually allowed it to cool down a little bit, because you're gonna wanna do that actually such that I can even touch the handle. So of course I always like taking a picture of it, but it looks delicious.
Looks delicious.
It looks
yeah,
awesome. We're actually going to try. So that's kind of how it looks, the consistency. As you can see, it baked down quite a bit. So what about we try it a little bit?
Let's taste it.
Do a taste test. Curtis likes doing a taste test.
Don't want us to taste too much, because they want some for tomorrow.
So here we go. I'm going to try to break this up for you. Yep.
Oh,
How about it?
Okay.
Why don't I serve you, honey?
Okay.
Delicious?
Delicious.
Delicious.
Not
I'm
too
gonna try
sweet.
a little bit. Yeah, that's the thing I like about this particular dish. Yeah.
Good.
Totally delicious. So, not too sweet. Again, healthy. We're going to eat the rest of that, of course. And then the rest goes to our church friends tomorrow.
Yes.
So thank you so much for tuning in again. Thank you, baby, for being my
for
guest.
having me. Yeah.
Of course. And stay tuned for more Chef Shelley's Kitchen, as long as you keep liking and sharing on your timeline. Share. So until next time, thank you and enjoy. Bye-bye.